Hi everyone, Simon Keeling here. This is a bit of a late update that's being done on Thursday evening. Now normally these videos are exclusive to SWIS subscribers, to our Sailing Weather Information Service subscribers, but we've got such a situation developing this weekend that really I think it's important that this message gets out to as wide a number of sailors as possible, and that's the reason why this video is on open release for this weekend. But we've been updating our SWIS members all week as to the threat of this area of low pressure moving in during the course of this weekend, and I just wanted to show you a little bit about what's going on. Here's the situation for 12 o'clock on Saturday. And got a ridge of high pressure that's building ahead of the system out towards the west. It's this thing here that I want to concentrate on. If we knock it on to 7 PM on Saturday evening, here it is, look, moving in an area of low pressure. Notice how the isobars are tightening up there as it heads eastwards. This is the situation for 1 o'clock on Sunday morning. By then, looks as if we're going to get gales through Southern Ireland, and I think the wind's picking up markedly across the western parts of the Channel and into southwestern England, as well as into the Bay of Biscay. Some really rough conditions turning into the Western Bay, Western Channel, Southern Irish Sea and the south of Ireland by the time we get through towards the close of play on Saturday. By 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock on Sunday morning, the area of low pressure is over southwest Ireland. You see how tight these isobars are. Look, right the way through the western and northern Bay of Biscay, through the central and western parts of the Channel, through the southwest approaches, through the Irish Sea, through Southern Ireland as well. There is the threat of some gales really across this southern part of the Irish Sea into the southwestern parts of England, and near gales across the western and possibly also into the central parts of the Channel. Certainly the western parts of the bay here looking at 7s and 8s. Into midday on Sunday, and the area of low pressure just drifts into central parts of Ireland. The isobars still very close together, so it's going to be the whole of these western areas that see some really windy conditions during the course of Sunday. I think the focus for the strongest winds still Southern Ireland, the south of the Irish Sea, I think the Bristol Channel, western parts of the Channel, and also across these western parts of the Bay of Biscay. Rough seas through this area as well, and wind gusts of 8, even up to a force 9 at times. Quite unseasonable really, but what you'd expect when we're coming out of a La Nina into a neutral La Nina situation. Let's just knock it on to midnight on Monday, and by then the lows across Scotland. The strongest of the winds really by then have cleared away. I think still quite breezy though for these southern coasts, and perhaps just for these southwestern coasts, and perhaps running up through the Channel. But really my main concern is back here. It's during this period from about midnight Sunday running through till around the early part of Sunday afternoon, when we get the strongest of these winds within this area towards the southwestern quarter of the British Isles. And by Monday morning, the lows are off over northern Scotland. By then we might find that the strongest winds are across southwest Scotland, the north of the Irish Sea, perhaps running down these eastern coasts. Down to the south though, we're starting to find a ridge of high pressure building in out here down towards the southwest, and by midday on Monday that area of low pressure is off towards northern Scotland, gales through the Northern Isles and perhaps just on the southern side of the low affecting western coasts of Scotland. But here's that ridge of high pressure, look, building nicely across the south, and by the close of play on Monday and into the early part of Tuesday, into the middle of Tuesday, our lows moved out here into the North Sea. Maybe a period of strong winds for the eastern coast of Scotland and northeast England, but elsewhere the winds are generally light. Although look at this low pressure that's just waiting in the wings. We'll keep an eye on that over the next few days for you. And really just to show you why we've got reasonable confidence in this forecast, there's the position for midday on Sunday from the GFS model. Let me just show you the position on midday on Sunday from the Met Office model. You see how they've got that low positioned in a similar position. We've got close isobars, so hinting at the risk of some gales, particularly look with this long fetch going back into the Channel, into the Atlantic with very little curvature. That's all building this idea that these southwest approaches and western Channel could be in for an unseasonably blowy weekend. This chart, of course, is from the Met Office. So just wanted to bring you up to date with that. I hope that's been useful. Don't forget you can register for your free 14-day trial at the Sailing Weather Information Service by going to sailingweather.co.uk. Have a great weekend, whatever you're planning on doing, and thanks for watching.